Snæfellsnes Peninsula is known for its stunning beauty, but Snæfellsnes is also the scene of one of Iceland's most horrifying murder mysteries. The terror of Iceland's only serial killer, Axlar Bjorn. Iceland is known for its extremely low crime rate, especially in terms of murders. Bjorn Petursson was known by the moniker Axlar Bjorn, with the prefix Axlar simply identifying his hometown of Oxel. When traveling, I often like to ask the locals about odd or interesting stories where they live, and this is how I discovered Bjorn Pétursson. And this may be the weirdest backstory that I have ever read. Buckle up. Bjorn was the youngest of 3 children, born to an Icelandic farm couple in 1555. The legend goes that while Bjorn's mom was pregnant, she developed a strange thirst for human blood. It is said that his father, who cherished his wife dearly, indulged her by allowing her to drink his own blood. After consuming the blood, Bjorn's mom allegedly experienced nightmares so horrible they cannot be described. Unsurprisingly, when she told her dream to one of the farmhands, she reportedly expressed concern that the unborn child would be some kind of monster. Later on, Bjorn was born in normal delivery without any problems or concerns. But, as a young boy, Bjorn proved to be unruly and difficult to control. However, he did not show any signs of being different from other young men other than that. At the age of 15, Bjorn started working on the farm of a wealthy neighbor named Ormur in exchange for board and lodging. According to Icelandic folklore, Bjorn made his first kill at this time, but no one was aware of it. One day, Bjorn decided to take a nap rather than attend church. He had a dream about a stranger coming up to him carrying a dish of meat. He devoured the steak piece by piece because it was delicious. He stopped eating after exactly 19 pieces when he suddenly felt unwell. Stay with me here. It all is relevant. The stranger then instructed Bjorn to climb to the summit of Axlarhyrna, a neighboring mountain where he would discover a treasure that would make him famous. Bjorn then woke from his nap. The next day, he was so anxious to find the treasure that he climbed the mountain in an effort to become famous. At the top of the mountain, he discovered an axe and became instantly attracted to it. Shortly after, a young man who worked on the farm at Nor suddenly vanished. A few years later, Ormur passed away, allegedly due to natural causes. Ormur passed his holdings to his son, Guðmundur. Bjorn is hardworking and continued to work for Guðmundur. After a few years, Bjorn got married while working as a farmer. Guðmundur is close to Bjorn and gave him a farm in the Budir area of Snæfellsnes called Oxel. There, Bjorn and his wife settled down. The peninsula of Snæfellsnes is renowned for its breathtaking beauty. However, despite the farm's beauty and the magnificent views, Bjorn is believed to have always been in a pessimistic frame of mind due to the terrible clouds that always covered his vision. One story tells how he went up to some guys who were outdoors just enjoying the sunshine and the pleasant weather and stated, "These are dark days, devoid of sunshine, my brothers." Later on, more and more people went missing, particularly travelers, and locals began to suspect that something unusual was happening. Locals also suspected that Bjorn might be responsible for the disappearances. One day in 1596, a poor woman was traveling with her 3 children and came to Bjorn's farm to seek shelter. Bjorn then lured the children away, one by one, to murder them, but the mother managed to hide and run away and notified the authorities. It was then authorities came rushing towards Bjorn's farm and arrested him. Bjorn confessed to 9 murders, although more than 9 bodies were discovered when authorities searched his property. When questioned about the dead bodies, Bjorn said he had discovered the bodies buried on his property and had chosen to rebury them in different locations without informing anyone or taking them to a cemetery. You know, as one does. But the authorities didn't believe his explanation, obviously. It remains unclear exactly how many people Bjorn managed to kill. Most believe it was definitely more than he confessed to. Remember the young man that disappeared at the farm when Bjorn was still 15? Bjorn admitted that he had killed him and buried him in a pile of dung. He used the new axe that he found at the top of the mountain to dismember him. Bjorn received a death sentence at Lagerbrekung. He was then hanged, hacked into pieces, fittingly, and each piece was placed on a stake. His wife was forced to watch while his amputated genitalia was placed in her lap. At the time, his wife was pregnant and expecting a baby boy. Do you know what's more disturbing? It was then later discovered that his wife was also involved in the killings. Despite this, she escaped sentencing and raised her son. Guess what? Their son, named Sven Skoti, turned out to be an evildoer like his father. Their son grew up to be a rapist and was hanged for his crime in 1648. To add to that, some suspected that the evil of Axlar Bjorn had been hereditary, as his grandson, Gisli Hrokur, the son of Sven Skoti, was also hanged for criminal activities. Was Axlar Bjorn destined to be a serial killer due to his mother's unnatural cravings? Then there was the horrible dream and the prediction that her child would be a monster, and it did come true. Today, there is still a farm with the name Oxel on the peninsula of Snæfellsnes, close to the sleepy town of Budir with its 10 inhabitants. It is located on the same site as the murders from so many years ago. Probably, the owner is not related to Bjorn, as it has a good reputation and is far from ominous. However, the last cairn where fragments of Axlar Bjorn's remains were interred is open for visitors. Legend says that Bjorn was dismembered and his limbs buried separately to prevent a haunting. Do you think it succeeded? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video, and if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and check back for more interesting videos. Take care!